absolutely, it's not necessary. And I have seen hundreds of initiatives are working only to maintain the employees, because we have employed ministers. Because we have employed the employees. We have employed the employees. So to maintain their employment, you are carrying out it. So I think this is not the way to run the government, and therefore the good governance means, and Modi ji always tells, more governance and less government.
Absolutely, he said that many times. On the question of autonomy of Prasar Bharti, there have been recommendations by various committees, including the Sam Petroda Committee for greater financial autonomy, administrative autonomy, for greater oversight on the content. Will they be implemented?
There are various reports which we will review. We will review Prasar Bharti function in next week. The issue here is, it is not government is donor-donee, it is not a relation of donor and donee. It is the relation more symbiotic, and that doesn't mean that government will have the control. There has to be a professional independence. It must also give results. So targets can be fixed, that if you have to achieve this, reach. That reach is your target. If you achieve it, you are doing good job. And therefore, that is, I think, the autonomy.
Okay. Now let's shift focus to Environment Ministry. Is your ministry all set to clear projects worth rupees 18,000 crore, as has been reported in the media, over the next 2 days, which are relating to some 28 projects, without taking the Cabinet Committee on Investment route?
No, I don't think in one or two newspapers, one newspaper only carried this story. We are not clearing any private project as of now. We are looking about defense projects. We are looking about projects which are of public importance, and I'll be talking to the states also. I have just yesterday called Prakash Javadekar, Maharashtra Chief Minister, that what are the pending projects, where the millions and thousands of crore investment is pending, and there are no real reasons why they should be stopped. Such projects are on priority radar, and not.
But the report that in 2 days you will be clearing projects worth 18,000 crore, that is not true.
That news is not true.
Okay.
Because we are first trying to clear defense projects, then we will take up other cases. We are simultaneously working on many channels, but we will clear. We want to take decision, and as I told you, till the project is good, there is no tax of any kind. And
you're referring to the Jayanti tax, aren't you?
I don't want to name anything.
Okay.
The issue is, and if the project is bad, no tax can buy it. So that won't happen. So if the project is good, people should expect a transparent, fast-track decisions.
There are also concerns in some quarters that because of the pressure on this government to revive economic growth, to give push to investment proposals and infrastructure proposals, environmental concerns may be ignored. Would you like to allay those fears?
I am firm believer that if something is damaging environment irrevocably, we will definitely consider not granting it. But if there are conditions of having the balance of protecting the environment and still having development, that's the way forward. But I have found out that in many cases where the conditions are put, nobody monitors. I ask, who is monitoring? Nobody is monitoring. So we'll have to create some such arrangement, but fast track in many things. Yesterday we have launched online application, submission of application for environment clearance. Next month we will launch online submission of forest clearance, and both will be traceable at where is the matter pending. There will be sub-stage time limits for each stage, and the overall timeline will be reduced.
There are 4 acts, Mr. Javadekar, when it comes to forests acts and tribal rights and clearances. There is, many experts believe, a need to make them more coherent. So are you open to having a relook at them if need be, in order to ensure that the procedure for forest clearances is more streamlined?
We are also thinking on why everybody has to run first for the environment clearance, then for the FC clearance, then for wildlife clearance, then for some other clearance. all clearances can they be brought together and in a single window approach accomplished? I'm sure that we can evolve such mechanisms.
And you are assuring that there will be total transparency when it comes to online application for environmental and forest clearances. So a citizen will be able to monitor the stage at where the clearance is online.
Yes.
Okay. Let's now shift focus to parliamentary affairs, your third portfolio. The 15th Lok Sabha was largely dysfunctional in the sense that it had the worst record ever when you compare it with those Lok Sabhas that completed their full terms in terms of legislative business. Will your government revive Parliament as an institution and ensure that the working hours are much more than what they were in the 15th Lok Sabha?
I am very sure that we can work together in tandem with all parties because our agenda will be clear. But more than that, I believe that responsible opposition and responsive government are the two wheels of democratic parliamentary democracy success. And therefore, I can say that we will be responsive and we hope that opposition will be responsible.
Okay. There have been demands much earlier to make proceedings of parliamentary standing committees live, that is to telecast them so that there is
a feeling, this is a vexed issue. It's an Indian psychology which needs to be taken into account. I participated in whole lots of committees of defense, HRD, subordinate legislation or public accounts committee for years now, and I have participated with my heart and soul into it. I attended all committees and I attended and participated throughout. So I have experienced that this is the best forum, but which needs publicity, that how MPs are really working. One act, 10 meetings, 40 hours. If that is the 25 members are spending, it's a huge thing. And therefore, that is how we are progressing. And I think that should be strengthened. But this media exposure to tell them that what we have done is good, but
telecasting them live is
we must debate more on it.
Okay. My last question to you. The NDA does not have the numbers in the Rajya Sabha. There are around 68 bills that lapsed with the 15th Lok Sabha, and 168 bills are pending. Those that lapsed include the Women's Reservation Bill. The question is that will effective floor management be a challenge when it comes to the Rajya Sabha if you have to bring up legislative business?
I am really confident that all will help us. Because it's a national task and all our stakeholders in it. So it is not that only BJP is ruling. It is not that NDA is ruling. All parties are ruling, and our Prime Minister has umpteen times said in his campaign also that I want to make PM-CM team. When it talks about not only federalism, it talks about taking everybody along for the success of democracy.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Javadekar, for joining us.